Somebody in this room tonight feels like they're standing in a crowd, but screaming in silence. You're surrounded, but you're isolated. You're seen, but you're invisible. You're known, but you're not understood. And I'm here to tell you, God sees you. God knows you. God has not forgotten you. In the middle of your loneliness, you might feel like you're walking through a desert of disconnection, but I'm here to declare that the God who created you has a purpose for you, even in the quiet places. Loneliness is not a destination. It's a detour. It's not a verdict. It's a season, and seasons change. Oh, I need somebody to hear me tonight. Seasons change. You might feel like you're in a winter of isolation, but spring is coming. You might feel like nobody knows your name, but the God who knit you together in your mother's womb calls you by name. He says, you are mine. Isaiah 43:1. You are not defined by who's not in your circle. You are defined by the one who's in your corner. Let me tell you something about loneliness. It's a liar. It whispers to you in the midnight hour and says, nobody cares. It creeps into your thoughts and says, you're not enough. But I'm here to expose that lie. The enemy wants you to believe that your worth is tied to your guest list, but your worth is tied to the cross. Jesus didn't die for your social status. He died for your soul. And if you've got nobody else, you've got the King of Kings. And that's more than enough. You see, we live in a world that's obsessed with connection, but starving for communion. We've got followers, but where are the friends? We've got likes, but where's the love? We've got notifications, but where's the intimacy? And I'm here to tell you, God didn't create you for shallow connections. He created you for deep, soul-stirring, life-giving relationships. But sometimes God will strip away the shallow to prepare you for the significant. There's a purpose in the pain of loneliness. Oh, I know it hurts. I know it stings. I know you're wondering, why am I walking this road alone? But let me tell you something. God does his best work in the wilderness. It was in the wilderness that Moses met God at the burning bush. It was in the wilderness that Elijah heard the still small voice. It was in the wilderness that Jesus was prepared for his purpose. Your wilderness is not a punishment, it's a preparation. You might feel like you're on the outside looking in, but God is on the inside looking out. He's working in you even when you can't see it. He's shaping you even when you can't feel it. He's molding you even when you can't trace it. And I'm here to tell you, don't despise the season of solitude. Don't curse the quiet. God is doing something in you that's bigger than your guest list, bigger than your group chat, bigger than your social circle. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat with yourself? Not scrolling, not stressing, not striving, just sat with yourself and listened to the voice of God. Because sometimes God will let you feel alone so you can learn to be at home with him. Sometimes he'll clear the room so you can hear his voice. Sometimes he'll shut the door so you can open your heart. And I'm here to tell you, God is enough. You don't need a crowd to have a calling. You don't need a clique to have a purpose. You don't need a crew to have a destiny. Look at David out in the field, tending sheep all by himself. Nobody saw him. Nobody celebrated him. Nobody invited him to the party. But God saw him. God anointed him. God chose him. And I'm here to tell you, God is choosing you, even in your loneliness. The world will tell you that you're nobody until you're noticed. The enemy will tell you that you're nothing until you're needed, but God says you are mine, and that's enough. You are not defined by who's not at your table. You are defined by the one who set the table before you in the presence of your enemies. Psalm 23:5. Oh, somebody needs to hear this tonight. Your table is set and your seat is secure. Loneliness is not a sign that you're forsaken. It's a sign that you're being formed. God is forming your character, forming your faith, forming your future. And let me tell you something. When God forms you, He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't miss a detail. He doesn't skip a step. You are not a rough draft. You are a masterpiece in the making. You might feel like you're walking alone, but you're never walking without purpose. Every step you take, God is ordering. Every tear you cry, God is catching. Every prayer you whisper, God is hearing. And I'm here to tell you, your prayers are not bouncing off the ceiling. They're breaking through to the throne room of heaven. God is listening and He's moving, even when you can't see it. Let me tell you something about God's timing. It's perfect. You might feel like you're behind, like everybody else has their people, their place, their purpose. But God's not in a rush, and He's not running late. He's not on your timeline. He's on His timeline. And His timeline is always right on time. So don't compare your season to somebody else's highlight reel. God's got a plan for you, and it's unfolding right now. You see, the world wants you to believe that you need a crowd to be complete. But God says, in me, you are complete. Colossians 2:10. You don't need a friend to validate you. You've got a Father who values you. You don't need a group to approve you. You've got a God who adores you. And I'm here to tell you, when you know who you are in Him, you don't need anybody else to tell you who you are. There's a strength that comes from standing alone. There's a courage that comes from walking solo. There's a faith that comes from trusting God when nobody else is there. And I'm here to tell you, God is building something in you that the world can't break, that the enemy can't steal, that loneliness can't destroy. You are stronger than you know, because the one who's in you is greater than the one who's against you. And G4, you might feel like you're in a season of lack, but God is preparing you for a season of abundance. You might feel like you're in a season of loss, but God is positioning you for a season of gain. You might feel like you're in a season of loneliness, but God is setting you up for a season of connection. And I'm here to tell you, don't give up in the middle of the story. Your plot twist is coming. Let me tell you something about connection. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. You don't need 100 friends. You need one friend who sees you, who hears you, who gets you. And God is preparing that friend for you. He's aligning your paths. He's orchestrating your meeting. But until that friend shows up, let Jesus be your friend. He's the friend who sticks closer than a brother. Proverbs 18:24. You might feel like you're invisible, but you're not invisible to God. You might feel like you're insignificant, but you're not insignificant to the one who created the stars and calls them by name. You might feel like you're irrelevant, but you're not irrelevant to the one who wrote your story before the foundation of the world. And I'm here to tell you, your story is not over. There's a purpose in your pain. There's a promise in your struggle. There's a plan in your loneliness. And God is weaving it all together for your good and His glory. Romans 8:28 says, all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. And I'm here to tell you, God is working even in your loneliness. You might feel like you're standing still, but God is moving. You might feel like you're stuck, but God is shifting. You might feel like you're alone, but God is present. And His presence is better than 1,000 friends. His presence is better than 1,000,000 followers. His presence is better than all the applause in the world, because in His presence there is fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11. Let me tell you something about joy. It's not dependent on your circumstances. It's not dependent on your contacts. It's not dependent on your connections. Joy is a gift from God, and it's available to you right now, even in your loneliness. You can have joy in the desert. You can have peace in the storm. You can have hope in the darkness, because your joy doesn't come from who's with you. It comes from who's within you. You might feel like you're in a pit, but God is digging a well. You might feel like you're in a prison, but God is opening a door. You might feel like you're in a valley, but God is lifting you to a mountaintop. And I'm here to tell you, don't let the enemy steal your perspective. Your situation is not your destination, it's your preparation. There's a calling on your life that doesn't require a crowd. There's a purpose in your heart that doesn't need a clique. There's a destiny in your soul that doesn't depend on a crew. And God is saying to you tonight, I chose you before you had anybody. I loved you before you had anybody. I called you before you had anybody. And if you've got God, you've got everything you need. You might feel like you're not enough, but in Christ you are more than enough. You might feel like you're not worthy, but in Christ you are worthy. You might feel like you're not wanted, but in Christ you are wanted. And I'm here to tell you, stop letting the enemy define you by who's not there, and start letting God define you by who He is. Let me tell you something about God's love. It's relentless. It's reckless. It's radical. It chases you down in your loneliness. It finds you in your brokenness. It meets you in your mess. And I'm here to tell you, God's love is enough to fill every empty place in your heart. His love is enough to carry you through every season of solitude. You might feel like you're walking through a fire, but God is walking with you. You might feel like you're drowning in a flood, but God is holding you up. You might feel like you're lost in a wilderness, but God is guiding you through. And I'm here to tell you, God is not just with you. He's for you. He's fighting for you. He's rooting for you. He's cheering for you. There's a breakthrough coming in your loneliness. There's a blessing coming in your solitude. There's a testimony coming in your trial. And I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't walk away. God is doing something new, and it's going to blow your mind. Isaiah 43:19 says, behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Your new thing is coming. You might feel like you're in a season of rejection, but God is preparing you for a season of acceptance. You might feel like you're in a season of isolation, but God is preparing you for a season of invitation. You might feel like you're in a season of loneliness, but God is preparing you for a season of community. And I'm here to tell you, your season is shifting. Let me tell you something about community. It's not about who you know, it's about who knows you It's not about who's in your circle. It's about who's in your corner. And God is in your corner. He's your advocate, your defender, your provider. And He's preparing people to walk alongside you, to pray with you, to laugh with you, to cry with you. But until they show up, let God be your community. You might feel like you're not seen, but God sees you. You might feel like you're not heard, but God hears you. You might feel like you're not known, but God knows you. And I'm here to tell you, God's knowledge of you is deeper than any friendship, stronger than any bond, greater than any connection. He knows the number of hairs on your head. Luke 12:7. He knows the desires of your heart. He knows the plans He has for you. Jeremiah 29:11.